Hi everyone, my name is Lorraine. Welcome back to Coffee and Life Chats. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, please check out our previous episode to learn more about what the channel is all about. So today we're talking about identity. What is identity? Is it what we say about ourselves, or is it what others say about us? The world around us has so many markers, so many ways to try and define us, and so we find ourselves trying to navigate through all of that. For instance, your culture may have a set of expectations about what is required of you, or what you see and hear in the media may give you a long set of ideals that you think you need to aspire to. And we often find ourselves in the middle of that. For instance, women are told what they need to look like, or when they should settle down, and when is a good time for them to start a family and all that. Men, on the other hand, are told that they need to project images of strength, that they need to know what to do all the time, they need to be good providers. I didn't realize when I was younger that I was operating under the same set of ideals, because when I graduated from university, one of the things that I'd planned for was that by the time I was 26, I would get married and have a child by the time I was 28, and then maybe, close that chapter and move on to other things in life. But the question I have looking back now is, where did those expectations come from? The word has a lot to say about who we are in the sight of God. The first reference is in Genesis, where in verse 26 of chapter 1, God says, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle, over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God is very intentional about who we are, and every aspect of our being has already been predetermined by Him. In Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, He tells Jeremiah that before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations. So before the world even got to know about Jeremiah, God had already ordained who he would be. He had already determined that he would be a prophet, and He knew what Jeremiah's life would represent. So I think we need to go back to God for an accurate understanding of who we really are. There's a story told of a judge in Israel called Gideon, who had so many things stacked up against him. His tribe was the least, and he felt he was the least in his father's house. But when God approached him, He called him a mighty man of valor, and Gideon didn't see himself that way. God actually used Gideon to deliver the children of Israel from the Midianites who were oppressing them at the time. So the more we cultivate our relationship with God, the more we spend time with Him, the more we align to His image of us, and we get to truly know ourselves better. We need to renew our minds, as each and every day there'll be different ideas coming at you from all sources about what you should try and aspire to, what you should define yourself as. But the more you renew your mind, the more you align to God's word and what He says about you. I would love to hear what you think about identity. Do you have any stories to share or any questions? Do email us at lifechatskenya@gmail.com, or keep in touch with us on social media. On Facebook, you can reach us at Coffee and Life Chats, or on Instagram, you can also find us at Coffee and Life Chats. Thank you, and God bless you, and let's keep the conversation going.